moved to LA.
How's that
Don't
going?
recommend it. I lost my O-hip because I was on the show and I said I moved to LA, and then I got a letter and I had lost my O-hip, so.
Atta girl.
Yeah.
But listen, you're doing Bitten in Canada, it's set in Toronto. Did you get it back?
No.
And I'd like to nominate George Strombolopoulos, Erica Durance, and Patrick Warburton.
And I actually feel more comfortable with animals than I do with humans, which is probably not a good thing with what I do for a living.
You know, in 40 or 50 years, when you're a total recluse, we're gonna this is the clip they're gonna play.
I'll be a cat woman.
That's right.
Like, oh, that's right. She's just, you know, lives with cats.
I enjoy the fact that she is so strong and stubborn like myself.
I know, it's my dream come true. I'm an animal. Sounds odd, but that's true. You know, as we were talking about earlier, LA can be a very lonely place. And they want me to get rid of my accent. We have an accent. Don't know if you guys know, but they want me to get rid of it. And I wrote to Joss Whedon when he did this series, and I said, Buffy needs a sister, but he didn't respond.
So a guy goes to the 7th game of the Stanley Cup Finals, right? And he sits down and realizes there's no one sitting next to him. So he says to his neighbor, do you know if there's anyone going to be sitting there? And he says, no, unfortunately not. The guy thinks to himself, how crazy is that to have a seat to the Stanley Cup Finals and to not sit in it? And the other gentleman says, well, you know, it was my wife's seat. We've been to every game together since 1967 when we were married. But she died, so unfortunately she's not gonna make it. And the other guy says, well, I'm so sorry to hear that, but don't you have another family member or friend you could have invited? And he says, no, they're all at the funeral.
You were talking about trying to lose the Canadian accent for certain
Yeah.
roles, right? So we're going to put you through a little test. There's some common words that we say as Canadians that Americans, they think it's like we're puppies.
Yeah, they think it's cute and silly.
They're like,
Yeah.
so that's what we're going to do. So, you ready for this one?
I think so.
Okay, look at the bright side. If you fail, Canadians will think it's awesome that you got it wrong. And you know how protective we can be. All right. So, part 1, how do you pronounce that word right there?
About.
Say it again.
About.
About. Now say it as an American.
About.
About. Say it. Now, how would you normally say it?
About.
Okay, about. That's Canadian.
Oh.
You got that wrong.
Oh.
God. You got it right. Now, how about this one? Try this word here. The next one.
Instead of sorry, which is Canadian,
Yeah.
it's sorry.
Sorry.
Yes.
Kind of like a sorry.
Like a sorry.
Really?
That's how I remember.
So when you go out there doing a line, do you actually have to go?
I think of it.
Do you
I'm
really?
sorry.
That's
I'm like,
amazing.
I'm sorry, Mark Wahlberg. I love you.
All right, you got that one correct. So right now you're 1-1.
Okay.
Which is not bad.
Good.
This is a tough one here. How do you say this word here?
Oh boy. Roof.
Right. See, that's how I say roof, but your answer is incorrect.
Rough.
Apparently they rough.
Rough.
They
They're
call
so
it a
weird.
rough.
It's so weird.
Whenever an American gives you a hard time, just say you pronounce it the way it's spelt.
I pronounce it properly.
Exactly.
That's what I say.
All right, how do you say this word here? The next one.
Oh, toque.
Do they even know what a toque is?
They don't.
I know.
I've been on sets where it's cold, they're wearing winter hats, and I'm like, oh, it's a great toque. They're like, what?
Here's another one. How do you say this word here?
Washroom.
Right, incorrect. The correct word is restroom.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I go into Starbucks and I'm like, where's the washroom? They go, what? I'm like, where you need to use the washroom?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, no. So yeah, that's another one I've learned about.
Okay, how about this?
Restroom.
When you see this word, what do you say?
Kilometer.
Right, that's incorrect. The correct is 0.62 miles. 0.62 miles. She failed the game, but she keeps her Canadian passport.
Yeah.